Hey, Mr. B, how are you, sir? glad, glad you guys can make it. Let me go ahead and stop sharing my backend. Actually, share with you, which that's it's of value to us. So right now, welcome everybody, and this is what we don't know the name of this broadcast really. We just want to take the time on here as we are going to be the market. The U.S. equity markets will be closing in about an hour, and the ETF in about an hour and 13 minutes or so. So we will be taking a look here at charts, taking questions from our traders in from our subscription from my Discord room rather, and there are earnings after hours. I think the most important. I mean, they're all important, but one of the highlights is definitely the Intel earnings, as it will have an impact on a lot of the semi, right? Uh, Including but not limited to the very one some of us have been dancing with all week long. So if you are joining us on Successful Trading, we have a subscription uh, a system. We have a few, not that many, but hey, we just started on May the 24th. And one of the alerts that we had this week was AMG. That's we're taking a look at right now, and I think was it yesterday. Definitely, it was a bullish run throughout the day. So most, if not everybody, traded that with the calls, and so those calls we were fortunate that they actually got in the money because our recommendation was the 59 calls, and this morning based on pre-market activity, we provided guidance that we were definitely going to look for 58 puts. And those, if you took any strike that you took, I mean, around 58, 59, I think just about 45 minutes ago, the low of the day here was 58.64. I had a tons of 59 puts that are definitely sold. I also have from much earlier yesterday in the run up. I think I have tiny bits of 55 puts that are still obviously hanging onto. And I shared this morning. I still maintain my readings, and I'm gonna do it again here if in case people missed it, right, on which that in terms of a quantitative analysis, I was seeing that in terms of a potential direction from now on to next week, because AMD has earnings. When is AMD earnings? Actually, we can find out on here, but we will go into E-Trade and actually get the definite date if they are committed. So it's saying that 5 days from now, so 5 days until earnings. So my guess is going to be Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So Tuesday after hours or something. So in any case, if somebody knows, let us know. Let's see, roll call here. Well, Miss Michelle, she's still up. Well, folks, she wakes up early and she goes to bed late or early, she said. No, I thought you said that you go to bed early, so I wasn't expecting to have you here. It's in Brussels. I would be sleeping if I was in Brussels right now. All right, who else do we have? So fingers are asleep already. Oh, jeez. I mean, okay, it's a tough situation because, folks, it's 9:06 p.m. in Brussels, in most of Central Europe. People, I don't know if we have anybody still awake catching us from Singapore, where it's currently 3:06 a.m. Yeah, on on Friday. In Buenos Aires, it's 4:06 p.m. and you are catching a live broadcast from Southern California, where the time currently indicates 12:06 Pacific time in the afternoon. All right. Well, I hope everybody let Mr. Beto be the early riser. You guys are cracking me up with Mr. Beto. Where's Mr. Beto? Mr. Beto, maybe he's the smart one. He's taking a nap while some of us we are still up in here. So wow. Definitely a ride on here. I mean, I don't know about you, but when I'm in a stock like AMD, and we said it all week, right? It started on Monday, so where we say that this week AMD was kind of show me what you got, or something of the like. AMD showed us because the yesterday run was just magnificent, almost $5, right? But these stocks, I mean, they can only run that fast so much. So hence there's a return to equilibrium, if you will. That's just make for day traders, swing traders. Those opportunities are there. Really, it's never a situation where one can say that. Okay, I don't know what I was trying to do, but that didn't work out. Or that can say that, oh, you're out of a trade on a stock that's moving like this. So let's go to the daily charts of AMD and share which stuff we're looking at this morning. This is what we drew this morning, right? So we have had a very long consolidation dating back all the way to mid-April. Yeah, so April, May, June, July, that's 4-month consolidation. So when a stock pop up like that, oh yeah, it needs all of this energy. So this initial impulse was needed in order for it to get past the previous resistance, which was, I mean, you can see where we are right now, right? There's a reason for that. That's why we are hovering. The high on here was 59.27. So that's now, for those new to technical analysis, all of these high prints on here are 59 area, because it's really not always a straight line, right? So you can see all the way to 58, because the low we posted today, folks, is this line here, yeah? So resistance and support, it's actually sometimes not just a one value. It could be a range. So in that case, that's what we're illustrating on here. Between the low of this, it's as if stock have memory. Yeah, but they have memory because their computers are the one actually piloting the stock. So it wasn't random that, hey, this thing came and pretty much just bounced exactly around the price where it last faced resistance last time. They always do that. They always do that. So hence, this morning, the 58 was more than likely. But what happened? I mean, the market maker, they know that, hey, there are people who know how to read charts. Trust me. So they took us for a ride this morning, where it was for the first 1 hour, 2 hours, literally nothing. But I mean, for us, really, yeah. I didn't see anybody post in our room, but this is what we are looking for: a close below view up, yeah, and a series of lower lows. So meaning this candle on here, actually, let's be honest. Here we have a false positive, yeah? This is a close below view up. Let's take the time to actually explain this. Hoping that's so. So the first candle, we started the day, the first candle, okay, is not really any type. It's red, but I mean, for us, anybody could have entered a trade here? Yes, you could have entered a trade here based on the conversation this morning. Where was resistance? Yeah, in all pre-market, and trust me, I was awake. I don't know when. I actually saw all of those prints at above 62 in the pre-market. 62, all the way to 62. Did it go above 62.5? I'm not so sure. But that area was resistance. After that, it's because it was up about 1.3%, and it just kept declining to the point where it actually went red. So I was telling myself, these guys, they're gonna have a field day today. So and that's what transpired. So yes, when we start feeling comfortable, I'm going to be teaching how to identify resistance such that we can enter trade. But then, my friend, if you enter that trade, well, guess what? What happened on here? Theta made it such that you didn't make money on it, because this three candle, we're looking at the 15-minute candle chart of AMD on TradingView for July the 23rd. So a close below VWAP, okay, that's fine. We usually know that there's a retest. Yes, that's fine. But then this candle would have told us, oh, all right, so is it time to go down? Not so fast, because this candle goes below VWAP. I mean, there is no reason for you not to enter the trade, but it's not posting lower lows, yeah? Because we have this candle. So the third candle, look at the third candle start, and this candle, the third from this one, rather, yeah? Because this is the retest that we expect. This one just negated that whole condition. So you had to wait 1, 2, 3, 4, an hour and a half in order for us to fall below VWAP again. And then upon posting a lower low, then it really started. So if you were early in this trade, you had to somehow really be patient. And this was sideways. This was just burning theta. And that's what happened, actually. And then from there, I think as the whole market was just dumping, and nicely, series of lower lows, and all the way to this level. When the move start bullish or bearish, there is very little doubt on it, because the candle, each new candle will confirm the other one, just like yesterday, right? Strength, 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 higher highs. Though some selling on here, you are still above VWAP, nicely above the moving average as well. New high of the day, yeah, all right, but though it didn't sustain itself, but you clearly see what that happened. Today, it was, right now we are in this. So here the question is, for as you're studying, you're increasing your knowledge on technical analysis. What say you? Do you still have position as of now? So we went here, we posted a low about an hour ago. Yeah. So what do you do now? How do you interpret these candles? Hey, Mr. Beto's here. Mr. B say AMD has been a roller coaster for sure, but could not hold that run up. I think we have the quorum, right? Right now, the successful trading quorum of traders pretty much Miss Michelle, Mr. B, Mr. Beto. Who are the as well? We had 5. I thought we saw 5. Now we switched to 4. So who's the 4th one? They're not counting me, are they? I don't know who's the 4th. Who's joining? We're showing four concurrent viewers. So maybe the 4th one, most like maybe somebody from outside of our Discord room, which is fine. So Mr. B, what do you have in mind in terms of? I mean, yeah, I mean, AMD being a roller coaster, but I mean, it gave us direction yesterday to trade into a single direction. Yeah, I don't think there was a doubt yesterday. And today, if anybody had an argument that it was going to be a bullish run, I mean, we didn't see that. Again, that's the value of free markets, right? Yes, the sideways action that we went through for a couple of hours this morning, earlier today, the market maker have to do that. We started the pre-market by stating that the last few Thursdays have been boring, meaning major sideways action. Let's take a look at SPY a little bit, because I'm not going to say nobody. I didn't trade SPY. I left SPY alone. I had enough positions, some of which I'm gonna share on here, in case that move continue. But SPY, SPY wasn't actually the first one to dump. QQQ was the first one to dump. So SPY actually from 12 Eastern, close below VWAP. So the conditions were fulfilled on SPY before AMD. Where is it? No, at the same time. At the same time. So this candle on here. So this is a nice trade actually on SPY, right? So from 9, from 326 to 321, that's 5 points. With expiration tomorrow, I think we can chart that. Can we bring the chart to see how much movement that is? Let me bring the chart on here. Oh, yes. Can I bring the chart and then share it? Yes, let's do that. So let's go get the chart and then share it with the good people. So SPY, 5 point move. On a Thursday, let's see how much, so on the put side, how much that's potentially paid. So we're looking at the 320. So we can use maybe the 320 or the 321, just slightly outside of the money, not to make them too expensive. Oh yeah, I mean $1.35. Okay, they're saying that they're up 134%, but they must have been up much more than that. So let's use the 320. Let me bring up that chart and share that with us if I can. All right, so these are the 320. Let me now try to change my screen and see if I can bring up that window to your viewing. Chart Google Chrome. Yes, we can. Yes, very nice. All right, so in the window, if I make it bigger, will that help you guys? Okay, how about now? Okay, let's try that. Okay, so the 320 puts on SPY, it was this time 0 Eastern time, so it was at 12 Eastern, thereabout. So yeah, I mean, it was just, but it never gave a sense that the SPY was going to be bullish, right? It was just hovering in the negative area. So you could have gotten them here for between 14 and 18 cents. Yeah, and then sold them 2 hours later for $1.34, folks. Another 10 bagger. Yeah, I mean, throughout the day, this opportunity exists. Yeah, and we've said that the ETF specifically SPY, when we are close to expiration, on a day like today, you could have even been more aggressive. Remember the technique that I taught, right? So I share that, hey, on a Tuesday, because there's no expiration on Tuesday, or on a Thursday when there's no expiration, when, let's say, a trend starts on SPY, for instance, you can't really get cheap one because the direction is you're trading a direction, a trend, as long as it's moving toward your direction, no matter the art of the money strike that you may have is going to appreciate. I mean, the 320, that was only I could say 7 points, yeah, on SPY. So here you have it here, folks. Another illustration. I didn't trade them. I had too many positions, and I'm going to share some of the position that we had. They are the position that I shared yesterday, right? So I gave what did we give yesterday? A straddle on was it? I'm confusing them. It was on Snap, and then a strangle on Teva. Along with, I took a position on SQQ, and then after that I was like, let me leave SPY alone. So yeah, this is a 10 bagger, folks. In a matter of 2 hours, on a day that pretty much nothing was going on. Even if, let's say, nothing was going on and you took this, right, with expiration tomorrow, you just took this trade because, quite frankly, it's always amazed me. I keep saying this all the time. How these computers, they manage that. The top 5, the most important holdings on QQQ, they're the same on SPY. Yet they find a way to make it nowadays where there's this imbalance between the two ETFs, where one of them is losing, and I share that in our Discord. At some point, I think just when the move or before the move started, SPY was down minus 0.5% and QQQ was down minus 1.3 or something. So something different. The delta right now, it's 1.5, almost 1.5 difference between them. One is SPY is down minus 1.24% at 322.79, and QQQ is down minus 2.7% at 257.80. That's a lot, because I can guarantee you, in terms of weighting of the stock that are in there, the important stock, SPX 500, yeah, there are 500 stock, but we know that the top, let's say if you take even like the top 5, they have the same weighting that the bottom 350. There's a nice diagram once that was published on Stock Tweets. I will show them that to you one day. It's just ridiculous how the computers, they manage to do that. So either you have traded the puts on QQQ or the puts on SPY. I think definitely that will have yielded you some nice gains. I didn't see. I don't know traders in our room today. Maybe they were not interested. So I did not insist. So Mr. B is sharing that he scalp spied. Great job, sir. Great job, great job. So Mr. B's scalp spied, spy, easier to say, when it met the condition. Good job, sir. I mean, those opportunities are there, and you can be patient absolutely on a day like this. When nothing was going on, you just wait. You just wait for that trade, and once it triggers, it's golden. For us, and I think, if I recall you from yesterday, Mr. B may have taken this one as well. So this is NAP. Where did it close yesterday? Yeah, the close yesterday was at 23.20. And was this in this one that where we say the 23 or the 23 and a half straddle? So the 23 and a half straddle, I'm still sharing the screen, right? Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's close that on SPY, the other window on SPY, and let's bring maybe the straddle, what the straddle did overall on Snap. I'm really trying to find the other screen. Okay, well, where is it? So let's close this. I'm looking for the chart for SPY because that's the one that's been shared right now. Okay, I cannot find it, so I will just have to. So Snap. And actually, this time, may I go to the straddle and. Oh, okay. Oh, they're picking up that screen. Okay, fantastic. So, is this true though? Okay, I did not. So how did they do this? Because right now they're showing me the 23 and a half call. For me, I wanted to look, my aim was to take a look at the straddle as a whole. Let's see here. So, okay, and I want to chart that straddle. I don't want the calls and the puts individually. Huh, that's interesting. I've never done that before. I wanted to chart, let's say, a combination of both. Are they showing them to me individually? Okay, we're not going to waste time on that. So for us, we can just go and say we go back to our call puts, and we know the puts are the one that are winning as part of that, and they were already in the money, right? So the stock is down 4.6%. It was even below 22 earlier. So the 23 and a half put, let's see how high they went. So hopefully this can chart. Are they charting this for me? Okay, the switch screen. Chrome chart Google. Chrome chart Google. Snap. Chrome Snap. Nope, that's not the one. Just trying to share the proper option window. Oh, okay. So this is it. So it went as high as the puts here yesterday. They closed at 0.7, and they went as high as 173. So 0.7, 173. So that's $1. But we need to remember that it was a straddle. So $1. We need to remove the cost of the 23 and a half call. So the 23 and a half call, I'm not going to chart it. I'm just going to read it off here. No, you have to chart it to know what was the value at the close yesterday. The value at the close yesterday was 42 cents. Yeah, so $1 minus 42 cents. So the straddle made about 58 cents per contract or straddle. So the cost of it was 73 plus 42. Yeah. So that's $1.15. So yeah, not a great payout on that straddle. It made money. It made 58 cents from $1.15. So what's the ratio on there? We like to use ratios on here. So 58 by $1.15. That's 50%. Okay, 50% on the straddle. Okay, that's not bad. I sold those puts in the mix when the whole market was just tanking. So let's see here. Maybe Mr. B had some feedback if he traded those as well. Mr. Thomas, hey, welcome. Thanks for joining. Wow, we're up to 10 viewers. AMD, they are fighting hard to keep the 59.5 mark acting as support. If we can break that, then we have some room to go. There's still tomorrow. I think right now, what's for them, so some of these they are looking into, or it's keeping it at that level is, well, the market overall, but also their Intel earnings after hours. Yeah, so Intel's going to be reporting their earnings, and it's always, so you have these three. That's always the three rivals, if you will. And I think, I don't know, Nvidia, it's which valuation is obviously much higher than its other peers, Intel and AMD. So it's interesting that actually AMD now is above 50. I wrote an article a few months back on the blog on AMD. And because AMD is a stock that between 2016 and now actually it has gone 10 bagger, because AMD used to be sub $6. Hey, even sub $3, $4 when I first started trading AMD. So it definitely has been a long ride for AMD. But compared to even Intel recently actually popped in the 60 range. Intel was stuck in the 30s for the longest of time. So some of these stock there have been appreciating. Okay, so Intel stand at 60.32. So which means that based on yesterday run, AMD for the first time was above Intel, I think, for a while. I think I can cross-reference those to do some quant analysis this weekend. So it's going to be interesting because AMD has a lot of retail followers, and I can tell you they are bullish as it comes. So if you go to the stock tweets and you ever post any type of negative comments about being bearish, even for just a few minutes on AMD, you better expect to receive a full vengeance for those fanatics. So it's always interesting. I like to have fun sometimes. So yeah, so the more movement is to be expected on AMD from here. So yesterday was almost $62. We say $3, right? So which we kind of had today. Yeah, was close enough. Actually, no, not close enough. It was exactly $3 because we closed yesterday. Was it 61.7 or 61.8? And then we just posted a low of the day of 58.6. That's exactly $3. Oh my goodness. Wow. I'm impressed by myself sometimes. All right. So any chart that people would like to take a look at? Let me switch screen before, actually, because I'm notoriously known for saying, hey, any chart you want to take a look at, then I'm sharing chart, and then people are seeing the previous screen. So that's not fun at all. Like right now. All right, we just switched screen, but okay, I know what's going on. I can make it better, folks. I can make it better. This is what's going on. I maximized the previous screen because it was a smaller screen. All right. this other guy, who alerted us? Who was the first one to alert? It was Mr. Thomas, I believe. Yeah, who mentioned Square. Square has been. I think this was one. This is the first time in a few weeks that they are really letting it just drop this much. Is it? Let's see here. Over the last few days, about a week ago, July 13, they really let it go. So the size of the candle on July 13 is nowhere. It's much bigger than which that we have today. So maybe a potential for a lower value tomorrow. Definitely another candidate for day trading, because market maker on expiration day, they like round numbers. So 122 is not a round number. So that's a little trick that you can use sometimes. I know it's not a strategy by itself, but hey, you'll be surprised. So stock being at 122 on Thursday, in all likelihood, it may see 120 on the lower side, or 125 on the upper side, and especially with this lot of selling that's taking place in this last minute. Hey, we still have 28 minutes to go, so this thing actually could sell off big time into the closing. That setup that we see there, the pattern that we are looking at here, which again you guys are not fully seeing because this screen is too big. Let me make it like this. Let me make it like this. Okay, so then you can see everything. So the low of the day was 120, 140. Right now, we are about 60 cents away from that. Interesting. So yeah, and SPY is posting. SPY is about its lowest low. So yeah, we were asking the question earlier about AMD, right? What do you do in this instance? We have said that as long as the price it's below the first level of resistance, which in our case is the yellow line, the exponential moving average H period, depending on your size, so meaning that in this move, I'm hoping that at some point you took some profit, right? So for me, how was I trading the 59 puts? The 59 put, I put in an order. When the stock start moving, I don't wait for the price to be rich in order to sell it. I kind of have an idea where I want to sell. So I put in an order to be sold when we were about 20 cents from that price. And hence, and how do I do that? Maybe let me explain. Let me take the time to explain that. I'm using the chart of the option. Yeah, the chart of the option is going to show me its Bollinger Band. Yeah, so I know that at that price, the Bollinger price behaved as resistance. So I'm going to use a price in that vicinity as my selling price. That's another way to use the Bollinger Band, the upper Bollinger Band, more precisely, to sell a position or parts of your position when a stock is trending with momentum in a specific direction. So then the sideways started, and I didn't have that much patience, at least for those 59. I sold all of them. I still have the 55 puts, as I said. They are not that much of a position. So depending on what's happening tomorrow, my reliance tomorrow, it's more into day trading it based on just wherever it open, the setup will dictate which direction I trade it. Roku. Oh, Roku. Roku. Let's go take a look at Roku. Wow, they are really toying with people. They are hitting 322 on SPY, and every time, look at the number of bounces, folks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. So, is anybody guess what this algo they want to do from here? Resistance is still the exponential moving average. So, that's going to be fun. All right, let's take a look at Roku. Roku had a head fake earlier. Early on, depending on when you caught it, oh my goodness. The beta trade was actually to short this thing. What such a surprise. What a surprise. So here's the head fake, right? So first of all, look at this lower shadow or lower wick. I mean, is this serious? Meaning this is another case where if you are alert to it, because now the question is, how often does this do this? Can you employ this technique in the morning where you see these lower wicks or the upper wicks? You could have gotten very cheap puts, very cheap calls in this case, because 150 Yeah, very cheap calls all the way to 158 that it spiked. So here for us on our conditions, yeah, after these higher highs, it did not sustain the momentum. So, but the sell-off, oh boy. So let's see, entrance criteria met somewhere here. So from 155 to 148. Yeah, I had very little patience on there. I cut my losses wherever, I don't know, somewhere. When did I cut my losses? I do not remember really. But when this thing stops doing something, it was definitely below VWAP, but not below 155 per se. I think after this candle or somewhere in this candle, I was like, okay, that's it. I've seen enough. So hence in my simulation of worth list I didn't have the puts in there. Mistake, right? Because if I had them, at least though I'm really been managing my position this week as I've been sharing with you guys. So maybe I could have taken Roku puts, but I didn't. So I think who was trading Roku puts? Mr. Thomas was trading Roku puts. Maybe he can enlighten us a little bit further on his experience with Roku. Roku, I mean, those type of stocks, let's be honest, really. All stocks typically, but I mean, stocks that really fake into one direction and when it goes the other within the same day, or within not even the same day, within a few hours, we can understand consolidation and then dropping below VWAP. But up one direction, the other stock that does that, folks, if you remember, it's B1. Yeah. I guarantee you, if we go to the chart of B1, which I haven't looked at for since the entanglement of 2 weeks ago, because we picked B1, was it 2 weeks ago or last week? I don't remember. We picked it number 1, and let's just say, yeah, so today, first green candle, and then from 132. It seems as if, yeah, B won't always give a trade. It's just you have to be ready for which direction. And trust me, it loves to fade. This is another fade here from the 21st. Here's another fade on the 22nd. Here's another fade on the 23rd. So imagine we're talking about patterns, right? Pattern recognition. Hey, when you get to know a stock like B1, you're not phased out. Most likely you're going to chill and not take this trade here on the uptrend. And then you really, I know, confident trader, they will short this thing somewhere here after this candle. Meaning they wait for this candle and recognize that it hits resistance. There have been some selling going on, some selling going on, some selling going on. But here, you're outside of the upper Bollinger. Yeah. And we don't even need the RSI. So it's really on the premise that, hey, resistance was at 135. And then you just, that's day trade 101, folks. And you got yourself 5 points. The next day come, after this candle, same thing. Yeah? You take it from 131 all the way to only 2 points. That's not much. So tough luck on that. But you cannot win every day. And then today on here, this candle below VWAP, and then, wow. Lower low, you go from 130 to 125, another 5 points. 5 points on these stocks, depending on, well, the expiration is tomorrow. If you're trading options or for stock traders, that's actually very good. That's actually very good. Mohammed Ali, any place for tomorrow as of right now? Any place for tomorrow as of right now? My friend, aren't you tired of going to the register bell? We have, I can show it. We have, where's the camera? They're going to say, hey, this is where this guy, he writes the alerts. I have piece of journals everywhere, folks. I have tons of this. So instead of opening the book, sometimes I like write on envelopes. So I have them ready, folks. But here's the thing. I am unable, given the nature of the market, to actually determine the strike that we're going to use. Because guess what? Tomorrow can just throw that off the wall completely. So here for us, toward the close on here, let's try to see, because we actually been successful doing it the last couple of weeks. I think 2 weeks ago we got B1 on a Friday on a strangle, and then who did we have last week? I know that we had a trade last week that yielded some gain, or just Trilo or something. So let's take a look on here. Well, we have AMG, Mr. Mohammed Ali. We've already said that we are day trading AMG all week. Is that not good enough? So if you want tomorrow again, you can trade Square. But no, more seriously, on our watch list, on our upcoming watch list rather, I don't even know what they did today, because for me, I was just like, hey, I don't even want to look, I don't want to be influenced because the signal has already come out. Maybe actually they'll run today. But I didn't really put them into my watch list. So the one that for me, let's see here, let's see. So please, yeah, I think this market's really, I mean, the way that the market is, instead of taking, let's say, a stronghold going into tomorrow, for me, I'm in the mindset of wait and day trade whatever the tip brings tomorrow. And candidate for day trading, AMG is the prime one. And then you can trade Intel. You can day trade Intel after they announce their earnings as well. Wow, Apple is down 4%. No wonder. QQQ is down. Apple, Microsoft is down -3%, -4%. But hey, they were already down. I mean, they opened at 207 from 211 yesterday, and now the here around the close was a downtrend all day. It was just 4 points from the open. That's really not worth it, because those options, they remain expensive through us. Let's see on here. I was curious. I'm still curious onto what's happening with the oil, the energy stocks. And there's one in particular, but my friend, you don't want to trade, because right now, if I give you that one, it's a headache to trade. It's going to be part of our watch list, but oh boy, I'm gonna even have a struggle ranking it in the top 7. But the setup is nice enough. The setup is nice enough. Let me take a look at some things on here. If people absolutely insist into getting a stronghold or off of this situation on here for tomorrow. What a surprise. Okay, while you guys are watching that, let me go inside on here, look at the option of this one. So because the spread on them, they are usually very, very, very wide. Just ridiculous, the type of thing but that stock can move. Okay, let's see. Okay, so it has some decent volume, and let's see, the implied volatility is not bad. Actually, yeah, going into next week, actually, it could be, yeah, all right. Nah, I'm gonna be influenced into making this thing something that, oh my goodness, Telex, can you dare to do that? All right, so let's share your screen, because they're very liquid. I've never seen them this liquid, so we're gonna take this trade. Mohammed Ali pushed Telex into giving him a trade. He's the man. Power E-Trade. Let me share my screen on Power E-Trade. So live. I already have it in the list, okay? You guys can see a test of the list. So where's the camera? All right. So hopefully you're seeing my screen. The stock in question, it's natural gas and oil. Yeah, they do mostly natural gas exploration. HESI. His corporation has been a long time member of our list, but Yeah, exploration and production company. Explore, develop, produce, purchase, transport, and sell crude oil, natural gas, liquid. Okay, we don't care about that, right? For us, we care about that. Our system has this guy as an alert as of yesterday. And that's an alert that we actually like, believe it or not. But our problem into the ranking system, as I tussled in the early morning today, was, hey, I don't want to be dwelling into an option that's is a stock option that has very little liquidity. That was my concern or reserve on HESI. Yeah, but what I'm seeing here is it's not bad. It's not bad, but just be prepared that hey, these actually, and as I'm speaking, they have really gone wild, right? So we're looking at HESI. If we want to strangle that, let me use. So okay. So this trade is going to be a trade at the beginning of a trade for next week as well, okay? You need to understand that, meaning that if you're trading that for tomorrow, small size. So the strike that I'm giving you, they're here for tomorrow. Please, I don't want anybody coming back at me with anything, oh, this and that, yeah? You asked for it. So if you didn't ask for it, please ignore which that I'm going to say in the next 13 minutes. This is just for Mr. Mohammed Ali, yeah? And they are all like, you're right. You're going to be giving winning trade live on YouTube, and we are going to ignore them. All right, so this thing can be wild. Yeah, so let's say tomorrow, if we're looking for a dollar movement out of this is about 2%. This thing can do it. Yeah, so that's really the what we are looking for. So here, we can say the 50 puts, just to be conservative, and paying between 27 and 31 cents for them. Yeah? What's the chart? It's the chart that I'm after. And you guys cannot go do the chart because I need to switch screen. Okay. The volume on them today was 0, folks. Yeah? That's something that we don't like. This is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about liquidity of an option. Yeah? The volume on them today was 0. That doesn't mean that we usually like to have at least volume in the 100 on here. But hey, since it's asked, and this market, it's very wild. So 50 puts on one direction for 30 cents max. That's the ask right now. And on the call side, so are you serious? So we want to go $1 up. That's going to be 52. Or if you want, you use 51.5. Yeah, 51.5. So 50 puts for 30 cents and 51.5 calls for, now those guys, they are increasing that. So you see 6 cents already. That's what I don't like. Again, with very low. So in that case, for me, typically, then I'm going to go 52 calls, yeah, because I just can't. So 52 calls, they are cheaper. I always buy them at the smallest price. So the 52 calls, because look what happened, folks. Look, literally, this was 6 cents. Look at what's happening. Look at the manipulation. This is live. Did you guys catch? Did you catch that? Let me go back to your screen, guys. Did you guys catch that? I guess there's a delay between which, not I guess, I know there's a delay between which that I say and what the audience can see. We were looking at the option chain for Hess Corporation, and we're literally, oh, now it's back. Okay, so it was 6 cents difference, right? Because we're looking for the 52 calls. So the 52 calls for 22 cents max. And we say the 50 puts for 30. So 52 call for 22 cents and 50 puts for 30 cents. I mean, and this thing and we just cross. But don't go too big on it, because for us, the trade that we are looking for is next week. So for next week, geez, now you guys, wow. So for next week, expiration on the 31st, I will just input it later. Okay, no need to hustle people here by giving this trade live on the internet, folks. Things you are making me do. So, how many, the calls that you know by rule for us, they have to be below 50 cents. Yeah. So we will be interested in these, the 55 calls. Again, it will depend. That's why I'm saying that it's too early for me to give you the list. You will have it tonight, but definitely I'm going to wait until tomorrow already. So 55 calls for next week. Yeah. And on the put side, 46 puts. So HESI for next week, 46 puts, 55 calls. I already have one done, folks. Here you have it. You guys have Mr. Muhammad Ali to thank for. Okay, somebody say it's out of focus. Mr. Beto saying that it's out of focus. The option chain is out of focus. I mean, is it in focus now? All right. We are catching a live broadcast of 60-minute flat to the closing bell on July 23rd, 2020 on successful trading. We have had a well, I'm still waiting for people to share the screen. The trade wins in our Discord room. So yeah, so to get a sense of actually so all of the winners that were compiled. We know Mr. Thomas has been sharing his, so thank you for that, sir. Mr. B has been, I think he posted his as well, and I know some folks, some of you are holding onto the 61 calls for AMD, which actually I don't know if they appreciated further this morning because it hit 62 right briefly. You will have had to be fast and quick on it. So before it went into a sideways action. So yeah, if you are catching this broadcast as a playback, which I think we have 24 souls doing that right now. We just gave you a trade. We just gave you one of our trade, not only for tomorrow, we gave you a trade for next week as well. Wow, amazing. Amazing. So yeah, let's see how that transpires. So was your question answered, Mr. Mohammed Ali? We know you are the greatest. Yeah? No, I had to say that. I had to say that. So yeah, Hesi, we that's a decent trade that we like on Hesi. I mean, the volatility, hopefully, they do not do too many wild things, and we are able to benefit from the upcoming movement on that stock. In the meantime, SPY is still struggling, is it? Oh boy, they are painting. Look what they are doing. So let's go back to that screen with the charts. Look at this, folks. You guys, if there was ever a proof that computer are the one that generate this, look at these candles for the last 2 hours, literally. Since they put in that low of 321.50, it has just been, all right, we have had enough. Thank you, folks, for coming. Have a nice day. That's what the algo have been saying. Yeah? And pretty much most of the stock, they will parallel that. Yeah, this one trying to move, and then now it was rejected as again, folks. We said it. I'm gonna repeat it. I repeated it this morning, but I still have traders. I don't know how many, but comments of the genre. Oh, I didn't take those puts on on AMD, which is like, okay. So here's AMD. At least it's tracking, it's tracking up, but it's facing that EMA 8 resistance. Yeah. So 59.50 at the bigger picture on the daily chart. This is where we are again. Yeah. So support as previous resistance has become support now. So it's anybody guess what they might do tomorrow, because I mean the EMA, the yellow line. What's the yellow line? The EMA at 57.59. So 2 points. I can see that. I can definitely two points for on a Friday. Again, you know what's going to happen. Most likely a similar scenario as last Friday, and which that we saw this morning, meaning after, let's say, the first 30 minutes or 15 minutes, going to be a sideways galore. So hence, you don't take any trade if, let's say, your conditions are not met. As simple as that. There is no forcing the action at all. You just confidently wait and you let the trade come to you. Cash is a position by itself. I kid you not. Cash is a great position because with cash in hand, you can really do some serious damage. Yeah? Because you can take a step back and just say, oh, that's one I'm not going to enter until such and such conditions is met. That's one I'm not going to enter or until such and such condition is met. And then from there, you will be able to really pick what you want to do. And there will be opportunities for day trading tomorrow. Trust me, especially on Friday. Starting with the ETF themselves, right? So QQQ, that's losing almost 3% today. SPY, that's losing 1.3%. We know that the correlation, when the Europe opens tomorrow, in a few hours, they definitely will react to this small sell-off on here. And who knows, we can have back-to-back days. Or we can have a major gap down. Yeah. So on SPY, which is closing in about 17 minutes, if you believe, let's take a look at SPY. If we believe that this trend can continue, or because this sideways action is just their way of saying, okay, we gave you enough money like that. So SPY is actually, yeah, it's a bounce off of, on the daily chart, off of the EMA 8 at 322.36. That's what's going on. Oh boy, this is a busy chart, isn't it? We still have our conditions for bearish, bullish. So here's the Thursday, that's the candle that we had Thursday. It was almost one of the biggest candles of the week, right? So last Thursday we gapped up and we gapped down, and then Friday we gapped up. So, jeez, this market just anything. I mean, they just do anything they want. I mean, rightfully so, right? They own the place. So are we going to have a gap up tomorrow? That's possible. A gap up and sell off. So if they gap up 6 points, maybe to see. But again, why risk it, right? We come in, you day trade that, and based on the setup with a high probability of making money. All right, further questions? No, Mr. Mohammed Ali is happy. He says, yes, thank you. All right. We have 11 concurrent viewers. Thank you, people, for sticking around. It's the market. It's closed for the majority of the U.S. equities. As you know, the ETFs such as SPY, QQQ, and IWM, and even GIA, because I've never traded GIA. Have I? Maybe once, but GIA is the Dow Jones ETF. Yeah, I have it on my list, but I rarely trade it. So they will trade until 4:15 Eastern Time, 1:15 Pacific. And just for the sake of it, let's give you what time that will be in the rest of the world. So that will be up to 6:15 a.m. in 15 minutes time in Sydney, Australia, 5:15 a.m. in Osaka, Japan. And those catching live from, I don't know if people are still live, in Paris, where it will be 10:15 p.m. I traded on that time zone in February and March. It wasn't bad. I mean, you get tired. It's get tiring toward the end, so I can definitely understand what Michelle is going through. So we appreciate your time. I think in about a few minutes on here. So let's switch screens and go inside of Power E-Trade. Power E-Trade. I think the earnings for Intel at least going to pop in. We're just going to take a look at them briefly, and then we will adjourn. We will go rest our body, minds, and soul so that we can come back refreshed and ready for another day in the market. So let's go on here and look at trading. That's one. Where is it? Oh, Intel. All right, so folks, here you have it. So here are Intel earnings. Unless maybe they got the news. I think, yeah, they released their earnings, and this is the reaction of the market. It doesn't mean, well, it means something, obviously. I don't want to minimize the impact of it. It doesn't mean anything per the initial reaction, because sometimes, actually, we saw that with Twitter this morning, right? They can head fake it into one direction, but here, this is a violent, well, 5%. Yeah, relatively speaking, Telex, do not exaggerate. So now this will tank with Intel. Okay, that's a comment I'm reading from Stock Twist. Absolutely can't catch a break. Unbelievable. Intel new after hour low. Boom crash. Jeez. So what did they say? The preliminary Q2, it's earning per share $1.23 versus $1.11 expected. Okay, revenue of 19.73 billion versus 18.55 billion, and yet they're selling off. All right. So then, who will you think that the reaction on AMD will be positive? Yes. Look at this. AMD is up. The assumption here, if you will, is of the type, hey, if Intel didn't do so well, and whoa, look at AMD, folks, after hours, $62. Wow. 4% off of the Intel earnings. So if Intel results are not so great, people will, is there a correlation to say that that must mean that AMD is taking business from Intel? That's what you usually hear. So hence maybe this this bullish reaction. So one is tanking and the other one is, so in that case then Nvidia ought to be in the mix as well. So let's take a look at Nvidia here. Nvidia, very mild reaction to it. So sorry folks, I had to drink a little bit here. Sorry about that. So mild reaction on Nvidia front, but those who picked up AMD, at least as of now, because trust me, by morning times, we don't know what's going to happen. So, and again, one thing to note, right? A lot of retail investor or traders on AMD, from those who really long back in the days where the stock was less than $10. Some of them haven't sold. Why would they sell? If you had a 10-bagger or a 6-bagger going on for many years, multiple years on this one. So their reaction as of now bullish on AMD, whereas Intel, it's actually slacking about 6%. So Mr. Thomas, who has never seen a call he didn't like? No, I don't know. He trade puts. Mr. Thomas trade puts as well. But I'm beginning to have these patterns of the traders in our room. So Mr. Thomas says, I got a 61 AMD call for 20 cents. AMD shot up to 62. Well, my friend, if that can hold up, you can stand to make though I'm not sure how they're going to manipulate the employee volatility. Yeah, you can stand to make a quick 100% at least on it, right? So No, actually, no, no. Let's see. If let's say no manipulation of implied volatility, because you're $1 in the money, it's going to be about 50, 60 cents on top of which that you pay for. So that contract could be worth uh, in the range of 80 cents to a dollar at the current price of 62. And Intel is still going down. So actually, this you like, right? Because liking not that Intel is tanking that you like. No, no, no. Meaning, in terms as a day trader for tomorrow, not only a day trader, post earning trade momentum or of the like. You saw what Twitter did today. Twitter actually, if you were trading that, you made money on the 40 calls because we shared that chart, and then from 40 it came to 48. My friend, those are the opportunities that are with, and you just need really a couple of those stocks each week, and you can get extra revenue on top of your massive gain that you are getting out of successful trading alerts. Obviously, yeah. AMD inversing Intel after hours. That's a comment from Mr. Shea inside of the Discord room. Yes, we saw that Mr. Shea. I'm not sure if he's here in the live chat or not. So I was just reading the comment off of our hangouts in there. So yes, so we were saying that yeah, you have opportunities definitely after earning to day trade, and you can be patient because today it took. I couldn't actually because it was so slow, just grinding up all the way to 40. I was actually making a video of the of the onboarding video, which I can share that video now, right? I'm gonna paste that in the room. But most of it's for newcomers, new signee, new subscribers, should I say, of successful tradings, and to hand them that video that can prove helpful. So, but I was in the middle of that video when it first came and shot up to 42. The 40 calls contract they went from maybe 40 cents to 92. So that was a quick 100% that you could make on that run, right? And then from there the it went down $2 because Twitter went from 40 point something all the way to 30, below 38 even. So the 38 puts, which I'm not sure if I shared them in the room at some point. They met that criteria as well. Wow, look at this, folks. Wow. Just a rule of thumb on here, and this is not typically when stocks, let's say they tank by this much, 7% or up or down, all right, not tank. When the variation, the gap, that's the word that you're looking for, Telex, the gap is 7-8% of that's usually regardless of what the manipulation is on price volatility, you can expect some gain, but it's difficult for that price to be sustained, right? Now 8%. Whoa, this is interesting. This is interesting. So does that mean AMD is up 8%? Nope. You see now, folks, study this here. This tells you on this initial impulse on AMD where the resistance is going to be tomorrow. So as long as AMD, even in pre-markets, is having a hard time at this level of 62, you rest assured you can confidently trade a gap and potential fade. But again, the condition needs to be met. Yeah. All right, let's just wait for 5 more minutes on here, and then most of you, hopefully you have gotten whatever that you can get. For me, I will need to go rest a little bit. I have had a long day already. I have back-to-back coaching session tonight. Oh, I thought Mr. B was first. No, Mr. B will be late his time actually. Wow, that's interesting. And yeah, and then tomorrow as well. So well, we have a very studious a couple of days ahead of us with those coaching sessions. So yes, that's how the day went today. Hopefully, most of you were able to add to your winnings. So 62.10. Wow. Yeah. So this is now, I mean, on Monday morning quarterbacking, it could seem that, hey, this bullish run of AMD was motivated by insiders knowing that, because again, there were 1.5 million shares. Yeah, 1.5 million shares of AMD bought the previous week at about $54 and 50 cents. So is this a case of they had knowledge of Intel earnings, and Intel here it's okay. Now we saw it went as deep as maybe 8%. So now for Intel case, your study of pre-markets or after hours here will be to determine where is the support, because it could bounce off tomorrow out of that support, find new buyers, because this market always overreact. Whenever, let's say, a stock is bullish or bearish, there's always a sense of the truth, the balance, if you will. It's somewhere not as to the extreme as you will. So meaning that what I'm trying to say here is that Intel being down 8% off of these earnings, I didn't study the earnings or anything, but you can pretty much sense that that's an initial overreaction, and you may see it settle and the leveling. And if that continues, it will find buyers tomorrow at some point during the day, and you can set yourself up for a nice trade. If not for tomorrow, going into next week. I think we have a video on YouTube, right? Where I think, was it the last earnings? Yeah, I think maybe it was the earnings in May time frame, where I don't know if it's actually it came down and then we traded it on that day. We made some okay money, but the most money we made it on the following next couple of days, right? Was it? Let me just check on here. Yeah, that was the case. Yep, that was the July. Nope, it wasn't the July. The July earnings is today, Telex. So you are looking at the 15-minute chart. So you also go to the daily chart on here. I'm not showing you that, guys. I'm aware. So this was. Yeah, this was the April. This was the April one, where yes, after earnings, this thing actually dipped. Let's say at 56. It started the day at 56. So yeah, a bis repetita type of scenario, folks. Let me share that screen because it could be of value tomorrow, and especially it's exactly around those prices. So let me share that screen and we will conclude on that. So then that way, people who's decided to stick around today, they will have gotten a trade on HESI, a preview for next week. They're already ahead of those who didn't show up. So right now we're looking at the charts, the daily chart of Intel, rather, and more particularly the last earning here. It doesn't quite line up, but since the earnings is after hours, right? So here, this candle will be the day after, and you can see that the price pretty much at the same level. Interesting. So the price will close at 59, yeah, but the next day we open at 56. And notice how the low of the day didn't budge any lower, 10 cents from the open. And from there, it had this huge candle. So meaning we were able that day to trade this. Yeah, imagine if you trade $3 tomorrow again from wherever we are right now. So the open was 56.20. Yeah, whereas I have to toggle screen. As of now, the price of Intel is exactly 55.58. It's the same area. So look for that setup, because if that stock, Intel, found buyers at its last earning at this very same price, tomorrow, there are only two things that can happen. Should it open at the same level? Either the same buyers, those institutions, because they're the one with the big money, they're going to buy it up like last time, or they will, if let's say they consider that this earning is rubbish, and in which case expect that price to drop further. So when you have this type of information, you just have to be patient tomorrow, and whichever direction that it goes, you trade it accordingly. Yeah, folks, I'll leave you with that as a piece of information. So Intel is down minus 8.4% at 55.32. So where's the support on it? We shall find out tomorrow, should you elect to be with us. And in the meantime, AMG is up 5%. Crazy stuff, folks. Crazy stuff. So if you elect to come and be with us in pre-market, we will tell you all about that. So final questions on here from our viewers who decided to stick around. Mr. Beto, there was a huge dark pool print of AMD yesterday at the close. Well, yeah, of course there's a connection, sir. Yes, they always know. They always know. They know ahead of time. They always know what's so, but if that's the case for us, we know already that AMD faced some resistance at 62 something, right? So meaning that AMD price actually is likely to go even further. Could you imagine that? Again, confirming our thesis that AMD is a perfect candidate for day trading, swing tradings for the many, many, many days to come. All right, folks. We leave you at that. Thank you for sticking around, and we will catch you at 8:45 Eastern, 5:45 Pacific time tomorrow, July the 24th, 2020. Bye-bye, everybody. Oh, yeah, Mr. Beto, yes.